Alright, here we are the next day, and I got a lot of this stuff off, and that's the cover I was trying to get off. The only reason I went this far is to take off the the accumulator filter, whatever it's called, and the evapor core. I can't talk today. It's because this is what I was after. Inside here was full, and I mean full, back here especially, full of sand. And I don't mean like desert sand. Let's see which one of these is. There it is. I don't mean desert sand. I mean like that sand in there. Because when I sandblasted, it all went down in there. And I was sandblasting the part back. You might remember the earlier videos. I was sandblasting some stuff back in a while back. Excuse me. In any case, I got something stuck in my throat. In any case, this is what I did yesterday. I took all this stuff off, took it all out, and I set it over there. I'm just gonna clean off the evap core because doesn't need to be replaced. It just needs to be cleaned off. So I'm gonna just get a broom and kind of sweep it off really good. Because I don't want to use air, because I'm afraid if I use air, I'm gonna push stuff down into between the coils, and I don't really want to do that. Because it was working beforehand. This condenser. I keep calling it a condenser. Get my brain going here. This accumulator filter dryer, or whatever you want to call it. It's got like 4 different names as far as I know. I want to clean it off real good, give it a nice shine up, make it look nicer. Obviously, I've got a new blower motor to put in here, so I'm not worried about that. But one problem I've discovered is right about there. You see it? There's supposed to be some rubber in that gap. No rubber and no seal. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm not really sure how I'm going to be able to do this. Now I kind of wish I'd done this when we had the dash out, because I could have gotten to that stuff easily back then, but not anymore. That's okay though. What I'm going to do, so first off, I need to try to find a way to get this to stay right there so I can work with it. I'm going to get a little rag, try to wipe off that dirt as best I can. I'm going to put, I'm going to put something there to fill in that gap. Maybe some electrical tape, maybe a piece of rubber, plastic with some silicone on it. I don't know, just something to fill up that gap. I think electrical tape would work great. The only thing is, I don't know how long it would stay or if it would actually seal well. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. So I'll figure that out. And after that, we already looked at the heater core. You can't pull this open. Sorry, you can't pull this open without going inside and pulling a lever. So I did that yesterday when my parents were out here, and they said, "Oh no, it's very clean. It's not leaking at all. It's fine." It's like, "Oh great, perfect." So I vacuumed down in here really good, and actually down here, interestingly enough, there's a little flap. I didn't see it before. I can get my finger on it. It opens up. See that? That was completely clogged with dirt, sand, among other things. So got that taken care of. So this thing is cleaned out. I'm going to get a rag and I'm going to kind of wipe down the spots. See, all these gaps down here, there's not supposed to be gaps there. They were filled in with filler. But the filler is like this. It's so rock hard. It's no good. I'm not going to rip all the filler out because I don't feel like replacing all of it. It's going to take too long anyway. So what I am going to do is just get a rag, kind of wipe off all the dirt around the edges as best I can, and just take some silicone and fill it in. Not like I'm painting it, so I don't have to worry about the silicone sticking or whatever. Doesn't have to be perfect either, just as long as it covers the gaps. Also, I need to do the same to this. This had silicone of some kind all around it. Sorry, silicone all around it. Sorry, I'm following my finger, not the camera. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get that done. I'm going to see about cleaning up all this stuff here and then putting it back in. And after that, I'll focus on the air cleaner, which is still over there, waiting for its clear coat. And I have a few small pieces to take care of for the air cleaner. You might remember the other video the other day. Little thing that pumps and the little valve and whatnot. I clean those things up and put them back on. Then after that, I might tackle the brake booster, new master cylinder that I've got for it. I wasn't really gonna work this much on all this stuff under the hood, but you know, I've got all this off. If I ever do decide to change the motor, which I probably will eventually, I might as well go ahead and take care of this stuff now. So when I get the new motor, and ready to put it in, I just pull out this one and put the new one in, and then start wiring it up without having to worry about all this extra stuff. The only thing I want to do when I pull this motor, if or when we ever pull this motor out, is I'd like to get all the gunk and the grime off of the bottom half. Now I might get most of that when I take it to the car wash one day and jack it up. After, well, that'll be a year. That'll be probably a while from now. But in any case, that's one thing I would like to do. And there's also some bits of rust in spots I didn't realize before, so I'll take care of that too. I don't want it to look perfect, but I want it to look a lot better than it currently does. So anyway, enough talking. Let's get to work. Alright, after a bit of fiddling and some work, I got that tape on there. It doesn't completely seal it, but it's good enough. It's better than leaving a giant gaping hole. Alright, so, next, what's next? I guess next we'll be cleaning up these things. That thing. And I'm gonna start putting it back together. Okay. Alright, sorry, oops, took it off my fan. Sorry you missed all the fun, but, well, not all of it, I've still got a lot to do, but, first off, I got that as good as it's gonna get for now. I'm sure you probably remember that already. I put this back in after I cleaned it up. It's better now. I've got the little foam piece around there. That one there. And this one here is disintegrated, but I'll make something work for it. I got this thing all cleaned up. Took it out there and washed it up real good. It's got a few spots where the stuff's coming off, but you know what? I got a way around that. I'm not going to worry about it. My dad had a good idea to make this fiberglass look better. I don't know if how well you can see it, but it's shiny. I put clear coat on it. I'm going to do the same to this piece. Oops, there again, hitting stuff. I'm going to do the same to this piece after I get it. Some spots need to be de-rustified, like that right there. And that one over there. It's fiberglass. It's not rust. It's not metal, but that'll stay there if I try to put the bolts back on. So we'll clean up that, as well as the spots. Ah, jeez, I'm hitting stuff again. As well as these spots up here, basically. One over there. Just the same two spots where these rusted out. So anyway, I'm gonna let this dry for a bit because I just got through washing it. The next step. Stop hitting stuff with a darn pod. I got these all painted and cleaned up. These are the clips that hold the AC lines. This holds the accumulator dryer. I got this thing all cleaned up. It was all rusty. It's got a little water on it because I was playing with the water hose over there. Yeah, alright. I got this thing all cleaned up. It was pretty bad before. It don't look 100%, but it's better than it was. I actually used some of my stuff there to shine it up too, so I'll be putting that back on here in a minute. Got the accumulator all cleaned up. Now, see, I said it right that time. Jeez. Got that all cleaned up. And I got some pipes in there to go on the other side to be cleaned up. I also cleaned up this pipe, or hose. Cleaned up a little bit. It looks pretty good. I'll probably just hand wipe off the big one because I don't feel like taking it all apart. Same for the other one over there. Alright, well, so, the next step, I guess I'm going to put all this stuff back on, and by that time that hopefully should be dry, and then I'll wipe it off with a little cleaner, and then I'll clear coat it, put it back on. Well, actually, I can't put it back on just yet. I just remembered. I was going to use silicone for these gaps here, but my dad told me there's a stuff called, as he puts it, it's called dum-dum or dum gum or something like that. What we would call it, I guess, is shoot, now I forgot what he said. Well, anyway, it's like a little strip of goo that you can put in there, about that big. So I'm gonna, I guess, after I get done, after I get this clear coated, I'll and get all this other stuff back on here. I'll basically what I'm going to do is put everything back together. The only thing left to do is put this piece back on after I clear coat it, but I need that stuff, so. Oh, well, I almost forgot. That right there, I gotta get that cleaned up too. Maybe I might, I'm not gonna clear coat it, there's no point. I'll make it look good though, I'll make it shiny, or clean, not shiny. I might put the fan clutch and the fan back on, and that'll probably, the last thing I'll probably do is the air cleaner. So let's see if I can get started on that.